This is the Canon RF 28-70 2.0. This might just be the greatest lens of all time. Now, the first time I saw this lens, I was actually shooting video for a wedding, and the photographer there had this lens on his camera, and I couldn't stop staring at it. It was really hard to miss. It's a big, heavy, bulky looking lens that will draw a lot of eyes to your camera. The most shocking thing about this is that he never had to switch out lenses. He had this lens on his camera all day long, whether he was doing wide angles, tights, details, group photos, portraits, anything. Now, since I do portraits, events, weddings, travel content, and just a variety of things, a lens that could do it all sounded really great to me, so I had to pick it up. I've had this lens for 1.5 years, maybe 2 years now, and I've brought it to multiple weddings, vacation, different events, and honestly, I don't know how I've lived this long without it. This lens is now on my camera the majority of the time, no matter what I'm shooting. Let's start by talking about the build quality. It is big, one of the largest and heaviest lenses that Canon produces. And the reason it's big is because we've never really seen anything like it. The complexity of the glass to go from 28-70 and keep an f2.0 aperture the entire time. It can be a struggle to fit this in most camera bags, and it might be a hassle sometimes to take it on vacation. The size is most people's biggest concern when it comes to this lens, other than the price, but we'll get to that later. But yes, it is a very big and heavy lens. Now, if that's a deal breaker or not, that's really up to you. Now, most of the time I'm using this lens, I pair it up with my Canon R3 and the Godox V1 with the Magma diffuser. So when looking at a setup like this, it's not for everyone. When it comes to the weight displacement of this lens, it is actually very front heavy. And so having a bigger body or a flash on the back of your camera does even out the weight when you hold it. I did find that putting it on the much heavier R3 feels comfortable and more balanced than putting it on an R5 or an R6. Now, I am able to shoot on this setup for longer shoots, 10, 12 hours even, and it's never a point where it's a deal breaker for me. Now, don't get me wrong, I do get tired, I do get sore, but it's never at that point where I'm unable to shoot anymore. For some of you watching, it may just be a deal breaker because, trust me, after a couple hours, it does get pretty heavy. Another reason it's so heavy is because it's built really well. It is built to last, it's weather sealed, and it has a really nice design. It has the custom ring that all of the other new Canon RF lenses have, and it creates a really satisfying noise when you turn it. It also has a zoom lock switch, which keeps the lens from moving in and out when you zoom because it is an external zoom and not an internal one. On the other side, it has the switch for auto and manual focus. And one switch it does not have is the image stabilization switch because this lens does not come with IS. Now, that's enough about the exterior of the lens. Let's talk about the actual image quality, the product that this lens produces. It's such a game changer, especially for event photographers like me, because it's really like having every single prime lens you'll ever need in one lens. As photographers and videographers, we're used to seeing this 24-70 type range, always having a 2.8 aperture. This lens changed everything by bringing it down to 2.0. And for those of you who aren't fully convinced of that 2.0, check out these images right here. The quality of the image coming out of this lens at 2.0 is unmatched. The biggest concern with this lens in this focal range, coming all the way down to 2.0, is will it really be as sharp all the way through? And after using it for the past 2 years, I can confidently say that this lens is just as sharp at 24, 2.0 wide open, all the way to 70, stop down to f22. At pretty much every focal length and f-stop that you'll be using, this lens stays consistent, sharp, and top-notch quality all throughout. Now, before this lens, the other lens that spent the most time on my camera was actually the EF 35mm 1.4. And I was definitely skeptical of the 2.0 coming from a person who shoots at 1.4 a lot. But the 2.0 off of this lens because of how high quality the image is, it looks buttery smooth, almost like a 1.8 or even a 1.4. I'm pretty confident that you can replace the majority of your primes with this lens. The only lenses that might give this lens a run for its money is the RF 1.2 lineup, but even that is debatable. Another point to be aware of is that even at its widest 28mm, it has very little vignetting or distortion. And you get all of this with some of the best tack sharp autofocus as well. Canon's really nailed it when it comes to all of their autofocus in their new RF lineup, and this lens is no different. So as you can tell, image quality wise, this lens comes with almost no shortcomings. Now let's briefly touch on video. And I say briefly because I don't really recommend this lens to most video shooters. It wasn't really designed for video in mind. And the reason I say this is because on most DSLRs, the Canon R5, the R6, this lens is actually too big to put any kind of tripod plate or gimbal plate on it. You'll have to add a grip to your camera or even a spacer just to fit the plate on there. The lens does not line up flat, and so putting it on a tripod or gimbal will be a little bit of a pain and require some extra steps. Not to mention, it is significantly heavier, so if you're putting it on a gimbal, then you're gonna have some issues when it comes to balancing. Now it definitely can be done. The new DJI RS3 and RS4 Pros are built to hold a lot of weight, but just because it can doesn't mean you should. If you're building a whole video rig around it and you want a versatile lens that can do everything and you don't mind the weight, I'm sure you can make it work with video. But it won't be the most practical, ideal, easy shooting experience for the majority of people when it comes to video. So all that being said, there is one last thing that we have to talk about, and it is the price. This is not a cheap lens. And not only is this not a cheap lens, it's Canon's most expensive lens in their mainstream lineup. If you take out some of the more specialty 400, 600 telephoto lenses, then this is the most expensive Canon lens that you can buy. It comes in at $3,100, and actually at the time of this recording it is on sale for $2,800, which honestly it's a pretty good price for what you're getting for certain individuals. So then the question becomes, who are these certain individuals that this lens is actually worth it for? The people that will really benefit from this lens are professionals that primarily shoot events. This is not for the enthusiast or the casual photographer. Unless you just have money to blow, then by all means go ahead. But this is a serious lens at a serious price. Especially if you're a wedding photographer and you're doing 10, 15 or more weddings a year, this is a no-brainer. For the past 4 years, I've been averaging about 35 weddings a year, and this lens changed everything when I got it. I found myself shooting weddings primarily just on this lens, even going days where I didn't have to switch lenses a single time. It's so versatile that I feel like it's even made me lazy, because I find myself not needing to reach for my 35 or my 50 because I have everything I need in this one lens within seconds. All I have to do is zoom and shoot, and that background blur at 2.0, it matches my 1.4s, and it comes close enough to my 1.2s to where I don't need to sacrifice the extra time to switch out lenses. So if you're professional and you're really trying to decide if this lens is for you, it really depends what you prioritize. The huge upside to this lens is how amazing the quality is. So if you're a professional and you have the money and you're deciding on whether to get this lens or not, there's two things to keep in mind that'll help you make your decision. It's what matters most to you, the first being the huge upside of the amazing quality of this lens and how it will not let you down no matter what focal length you're at, no matter what aperture you're at. But that quality does come with a pretty heavy price, and I mean literally heavy price, because it is not a small lens. If you are unlike me and you're not able to hold a lens this long for an entire wedding day, or if you feel like you'll find yourself switching out to a lighter lens and not really using it to its full potential, then maybe it's not for you. But if you fall in that category of professionals that do events and you're able to carry this lens, then you 100% should carry this lens because it is a game changer. And it'll change how you do your events, not having to switch between two different cameras with two different lenses or switch between lenses on your one camera. Let me know in the comments if that price is justified for you and if you're gonna pick it up right now while it's cheap. If you want to check out the 28-70 or any of the other gear I use, I do have links in the description below. Don't forget to like and to subscribe. The goal is to hit 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year. I think we can make it happen. Could really use your help. I appreciate everyone who's been watching, and I'll see you in the next one.